welcome to Helga's Creations. I am Helga. As you can see, if you've seen my previous videos, this is not the same area of my house that I would normally record my videos. Usually it's in my craft room / office room. But Monday night I was in an accident. It was just me that was in the accident, and I luckily didn't have major injuries. All I did was fracture my ankle and just have a few bruises on my knees. So I am semi bedridden because I have to have my my ankle elevated, and I have to use crutches, sadly, as you can still see over here. But they said to take it easy, and I know that last video I did say that I was wanting to ask my husband to give me a little bit more time so that I can get my 2 projects done. Well, this isn't the way that I wanted more time. Just because he's gonna have to really take care, or he's gonna have to take care of a daughter more during the time that I'm healing, just because I can't get on the floor to play with her. I can't get up to, or that easily, to go and pick her up while on the crutches. So I think the only time that I'll be able to really spend time with her is watching her from wherever I'm resting, and she really only likes it whenever I put her to sleep. She doesn't really like to put herself to sleep in her bassinet, nor having somebody else put her to sleep. So that is the unfortunate side effect. So I'm gonna crack on these projects, and we'll see at the end of the week if I made it. So we are in Nebraska. We're in our hotel room, and it's been a week. I haven't been able to record any of what I've been doing, completing, because I did complete a couple things. But with my fractured ankle and taking care of my daughter as well, it's a little hard to maneuver anything, or maneuver much. So it hasn't been the easiest, but I did complete the circles to square Afghan. I weaved in all of my ends the night before we left, which the day we left I saw my coworker, and so I weaved in. Throughout the day I was weaving in my ends, and I cut off most of them, and I weaved in the last 20, and I was trying to count them all, and I kept losing count how many ends I had. So I would have to do some math to see how many they would have been, but definitely over 100, that's for sure. Even probably over 120 ends that I had to weave in and snip. So I think I had the last 20 ends that I finished weaving in, and I said I'll just cut them all off on the way there. Well, I got to the office, my old office, and I was like, yeah, I didn't do that. So while we were there, I had given it to her, and I sat at her desk to talk to her and snipped all the ends. But she seemed to really like it, especially in the office right now. It's kind of chilly, so it'd be really nice for a lapgan to keep her a little bit warm. And it ended up being the size of like a lapgan / throw, so not super huge, but something to just throw on yourself if you're just a little chilly. But yeah, it ended up coming out really nicely. I did try and take a picture of it when I finished my ends, and you can see most of it, but it was a little difficult. I couldn't get a good picture of the full thing, but hopefully you will enjoy it. I'll put all the pictures up on the screen. And then I also finished the fish. I had used thinner gray yarn for the eyes and the mouth, and it just didn't look good. And so instead of cutting that off, instead I went over it with the same yarn that I used to create the fish, or to crochet the fish, and I feel like it came out a lot better, not only because I used the same yarn, but with it bulging out a little bit more, it's easier to see that there's an eye there, and it doesn't camouflage as much. The mouth is a little iffy, but I think it's because the blue that came out, or that just happened to be when I was weaving, or when I was making the mouth, it was just pure blue and not the variegated white peachy color that I think would have gone better. But I would have had to cut a separate piece of yarn. But at that point we were already at the zoo waiting for my sister-in-law to get here, or to get there, and I was just in a rush. I was like, I don't know I don't know when they're gonna get here, so I gotta do this quickly. And my nephew is about to be 3, so he's just like, ooh, he just literally, what I gave it to, he said, ooh, fish, thank you. I just took it and he's just holding it, so you know, he liked it as well. Now the appa, I did not get much done for him, sadly. So while I was at the zoo, I was finding time to start appa, but I was in an electric scooter, so I had to drive myself basically everywhere around the zoo, and the Henry Dorlick Zoo is huge and packed. So even if there would be time where I'd be just going forward, stop, forward, stop, forward, stop, I couldn't just whip out my crochet and do a few stitches. I have to do like 2 stitches and then go forward, 2 stitches, go forward. So since I was making his legs, I needed to count, especially with the bottom of his feet. I needed to increase, and I didn't have my stitch marker at that moment. So if I was going to be doing at least the paws, I needed to finish 1 round while I'm counting, all in one go, not do 2 stitches, drive around, do 2 stitches, and then for me to forget what number I was on. And I could probably figure it out, but it's still pretty hard for me to know what round I'm on when I'm going in the round and increasing, and how many stitches I've got, just goes with how fluffy the yarn is as well. But I went down another hook size, so instead of using a 7 like I did with the with the prototype, I'm using a 6mm hook, and I'm trying to keep the same tension, and I'm just having a tighter tension to make sure that all the stitches are tight and look more uniform, and I really like how it's coming out. So I'm on leg 4 out of 6. So, and I'm really excited actually to get through this, because it's starting to look better, not like the prototype where it was just tension was off in multiple spots, so it was all wonky. But like I had said previously, now that I know how I want to do the pattern, is gonna be a lot easier. Right, we are back home. At the hotel, my daughter was very talkative, but that just meant that she was very tired. So we ended up putting her to sleep, we ended up putting her to take a nap, and it seemed like it was very much needed. So the next things that I wanted to talk about were my acquisitions, because I went to a yarn shop. I went to Imagine It, and I'll put it on the screen because it's a really cool it's a fun play on words. It's in Omaha, Nebraska, and it has so much yarn, like any other yarn store, right? But it was a decent sized shop, so it had pretty good amount of yarn and a ton of different ones. The people there were just so nice, and because I'm new to natural fiber yarn, I asked quite a few questions, and the shopkeep, or the employee, I'm not sure what it would be called, they were so helpful and patient when I was asking my questions. So they were just so nice. I would like to go back again and check out different yarns. So I got my 2 mini skeins for Nebraska, and I always recommend this YouTuber called Amora Loves Yarn, because she's based out of the UK, or out of England, and she's just so fun to watch. And when I saw these two, not only are they also my colors, it just reminded me of her, and it was just so much fun. So I got this one. It's variations of this like baby blue. Oh, don't focus on my face. There you go. With white, and she would normally call this Nan's dinner plate. And this is Emma's yarn. I don't think it has a name color, but this does say 80% superwash merino, 2% nylon. So technically, I believe this is what you would make socks out of normally. But this is my first Nebraska mini skein for my Hexie blanket. And then there's this one, which reminded me of Amora, because she loves the combination of blue and orange. But it's just so nice because it has a couple dark blues, dark purple, some pink, oranges, yellow, and there's like a little line of teal. When I saw it, it just caught my eye straight away. It's just so nice. And it's from Ba Yarn. And it's a one of a kind. But this one is 100% superwash merino. And I guess maybe it's called La Joya Babies. Or, yeah, La Joya Babies. There you go. So yeah, these are fun. So these are for me. And this next yarn, I got enough to make this shirt called the Khaled shirt. And it's for one of my friends, Emma. And they had chosen this colorway. Because I had sent them the PDF of all what the testers' finished products were. And so they ended up choosing one of them, and it seemed like it was this, a really dark foresty green with kind of looked a little gray. So these are both from Plucky Knitter. This gray one specifically is the colorway Twill, and then this green one is French Olive, and they are each $34. They're 447 yards, and it is 80% merino and 20% nylon. So also what you would make socks with, but I originally wanted to go with cotton or bamboo, but it's just been really hard to find a dark green color. Usually they're more muted tones. And then the yarn size needs to be fingering, so very thin. And so I asked if there's anything else that I could do, and I had been told that if you use wool, it is also breezy, especially because the Khaled shirt is holey, because it's kind of like a lace. You create kind of a lace, and it's very drapey and it's oversized. So wool can be cooling, and then it absorbs sweat and water, and it just doesn't like make you stay damp. So I'm still gonna be trying different types of yarn as I go through, trying out natural fiber yarn and seeing how things work up, and seeing if I have to change anything. Preferably, like my preferences, it could be different than yours or somebody else's. So maybe using merino and nylon yarn might not be a good idea, but I don't know until I try. So the next things I got were 3 buttons for the Khaled shirt as well. And I don't know, I just felt like they would really like these. They're metal. It's kind of heavyish. I hope not too heavy. But they've got these design on it. And it's just so cool. I saw them, I was like, oh, I gotta use that. So hopefully they like those buttons. And that is everything that I bought. Because unbeknownst to me, my husband bought me something while I was so tuned into what the employee of Imagine It was saying, and I was asking questions, so I was just in the zone, trying to absorb all the information that they were giving me. So I did not realize that he had gone to the counter and bought something, and apparently the cashier was like, oh, is this it? And my husband was like, shh. And they understood that it was going to be a surprise for me. So, and it fell on the floor. Ow. He bought me the Lumos knitting light. Obviously in my color. And I had been saying that I've been wanting a neck light because, well, when my daughter is asleep in the bedroom and I'm there, I don't want the big bright light there, because even the lightest setting is super bright, and I feel like I am not only blinding myself, but I feel like it's enough to even though my daughter's right behind it, it still kind of illuminates her. So I'm like, no, I need something else. And so he saw these, bought it, and I had seen somebody else also buy it, and I don't think I remember, at the moment I didn't remember what the brand was, but I think it's this one, because not only can you put it on your nightstand, because it does have a flat bottom and you can turn it however you want, but I feel like it would work best around your neck, and so that it illuminates what you have in your hands. And this morning, since we left at 4 a.m. from Nebraska, I was using this while while my husband was driving, and it worked so well. So you turn it. Oh, I guess it's daytime, so I didn't know it was on. So you won't really be able to see that well. But it has one bulb of white light, and the other bulb is yellow light. And I had it both on at the same time. And at night, or in the dark, it is pretty dark. And then you hold it to make it dimmer, or I shouldn't be looking at directly at the light, but I can't see that well. You can either you hold down and press to make it dimmer or brighter, depending on what setting that you're already on. And then you click it again, and it goes to the yellow light, and you click it once more for the white light, and then you click it again, and it's off. So depending on how your eyes like it, maybe the yellow would be better because it's just slightly easier on the eyes, or maybe you really do need a bunch of light because if you're not comfortable crocheting or knitting or working with black yarn or darker colored yarn, maybe the white one would be more preferable than the yellow. So whatever is the preference. I'll have to play around with it whenever I'm working at night with different colored yarn, but at least I was working on Tunisian square blanket, and having both the white light and the yellow light just was perfect with the colors that I was working with in general. So I enjoyed it. It was nice to get to work with it. That is it for this video. Thank you for watching all the way through. The video is going to come out a little bit later today, Monday, because I didn't have my external hard drive that houses my editing software. So I'm going to try and get this video edited and put out on YouTube at least before the end of the day. And so, yeah, thank you for watching all the way through. If you are someone who just has responsibilities, or just can't get through their craft all that quickly, so do I. I am a mom to a 4-month-old. I have a full-time job, and now I fractured my ankle. So yeah, that's fun. Now I can, not coincidentally, but now I can be more of a passenger princess. Not willingly, but maybe I can get some of my stuff done whenever we're driving around or driving into town. But if you're someone that can relate, feel free to subscribe. If you like the video, like it, and hit the notification button if you want to get notified whenever I put my video out, which is usually, rarely will I, hopefully, have my videos out later than Monday at 8 a.m. But normally it'll be at that time when I will post my videos. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, is helgas.creations on Instagram, and I will post the yarn that I bought whenever I finish my WIPs. Unless it's a gift to somebody, then I'll have it in later. Probably whenever the video comes out, I'll post the pictures because that person should already have it. And anything else craft related will be on that on my Instagram. So yeah, thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next video.